New in-game bonus items are now up for grabs before Pokopia's launch, and there's a handful of new screenshots and artwork to enjoy. Hey YouTube, welcome back to another Pokemon Pokopia video. Today we're jumping through some new information, how to get your hands on some new in-game bonuses before the launch of Pokopia, and a few other things. So if you enjoyed this content, be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into it. So since the Nintendo Treehouse Live a few days ago and the Pokemon Presents just yesterday, we've had a lot of Pokemon Pokopia news to kind of digest over the last few days. And it seems today is no different, because since the Pokemon Presents aired and a whole new trailer was streamed for Pokopia, a new promotion has surfaced from the official Pokemon channels. In short, there is a commemorative social media promotion that allows you to submit an entry and get your hands on an in-game code for some free food at the start of Pokemon Pokopia. All you have to do is head over to the X post, which I will leave a link below in case you need to find it, and like the post. I would also recommend leaving a comment too, because it kind of says about replying to the comment with your code, so like it and reply. But anyway, all the post says is to like the post, and on the launch date, so March the 5th, they will reply to you directly with an in-game code for some free food items, including 2 carrots, 2 peas or beans, and 2 berries. Now these are obviously consumable items that will be available in the game, most likely a little later on in the story. So it's not like you absolutely need them, but I would recommend doing it just for fun. Get an exclusive code that you can redeem, and most likely they will be super helpful early on in the story. Plus it's just something fun to do and a fun mystery gift to receive. Now this is an official Pokemon post directly from Pokemon themselves, and currently there are 120,000 people already participating, which is just crazy. It runs from yesterday, Pokemon Day, through to March 5th, which is of course Pokemon Pokopia's release. And it couldn't be easier to participate, so I definitely recommend doing it. Oh, and I forgot to mention, when the code is replied to you, no one else can see it, only your account can see it, and they are all unique apparently. So it's not like you could just use a universal code, so if you want these items, you will have to interact with the post. Now, before the launch of Pokopia, this now brings up 3 in-game things you can get or claim before the launch of Pokopia. We have the Ditto rug, which everybody gets within the first year, assuming they played the game. The snake plant, or the flat top tree, which is a pre-order exclusive only, and I've searched everywhere and I can't see anything about getting it later in the game. So at the moment, based on the information we have, it does look like it's a pre-order exclusive, although we don't know for sure. And now the food items, which are obviously consumable and will be available again in the future. So 3 codes you can get in various different ways. So it's really setting up the launch of Pokopia to be pretty fun. So I definitely wanted to let you know so you didn't miss out on these free foods. Your Pokemon will thank you. Now just quickly before we move on to some new screenshots and some new artwork, I am editing this video halfway through because as I was editing, more bonus items and in-game codes will be available at the launch of Pokopia, although this one requires a purchase because it turns out if you buy a starter guidebook in Japan, you also get a new in-game code which gives you a bunch of stuff which we'll get to shortly. Now I have to thank Cerebi for this, which I just happened to check as I was editing the video, and it says a new Pokemon Pokopia distribution has been announced by the starter guide in Japan to get a serial code to get 1 workbench, 1 storage box, 10 lumber, 5 stones, and 5 sturdy sticks. Now he didn't link to it, but after a quick Google you do come across the website where you can find a little bit more information about this, and basically it is just a guidebook for Pokemon Pokopia, a 72-page guidebook actually, so quite substantial, and it will also launch alongside Pokemon Pokopia on launch day on March 5th. Anyway, as part of this book, which will tell you how to go about your life, some tips and tricks, and how to encounter Pokemon, and some of the things you can do around the island, as a bonus for buying the book, it also comes with an in-game code, much like we will see with the commemorative promotion we mentioned earlier, that you can use as a mystery gift to collect in-game. And sure enough, you can get the items listed in the tweet, including a storage box, which I think is huge at the start because it means you can hoard things you want to keep later on and just give you a place to store things like crafting materials and other things you get a hold of. Now again, like the consumable food items we mentioned in the first part of the video, All of these things will be available later on in the game, so there's no urgency here, especially for the likes of me and maybe many of you watching who won't be able to get your hands on this game guide, and therefore won't be able to get the code. The good news is it does seem promotions for Pokemon Pokopia are ramping up, so between the Ditto Rug, the Snake Plant, the food items we mentioned a second ago, and now these furniture items, which are all obtainable through in-game codes, it does feel like the start of something that will become more common and more frequent, and between now and then, which is like a week away, I imagine we'll see even more promotions to get a hold of even more in-game codes and get a hold of even more items for the launch of Pokopia. I do think Pokemon Pokopia is going to be a massive game, and I do think there's going to be constant events, mystery gifts, in-game codes and rewards, so I do think there'll be lots to look forward to, so don't worry too much if you can't get a hold of the food or these items here, because I certainly won't be able to get these ones. But yeah, I thought I'd add it into the video rather than make two videos, so I hope you don't mind me just adding it into this video as well. I don't want to talk too much about just codes, but it's definitely worth highlighting so you know. So that brings the total up to a Ditto Rug, a Snake Plant, some free food items, and now these furniture items, and no doubt we will see more. Let's get back to the video and look at some more artwork and screenshots. Anyway, in other news, we also have some new artwork of the recently announced Pokemon forms that are coming to Pokemon Pokopia. First up, we have some new artwork of DJ Rotom next to the Moslax there, of course, which is really cool. We also have one of Chef Dente with the Professor and the Pikachu, which is very much in the art style of the website. But we also have some like marketing assets of DJ Rotom here and Chef Dente here rocking his kitchenware. So nothing groundbreaking, just really cool to see some new official artwork there. And to wrap up the video, some new official screenshots have also been posted, which seem to be directly taken from yesterday's trailer, and that is of Ditto's new transformations. Here we have one of Ditto having transformed into Magnemite, and of course a Ditto transformed into Graveler. Now we know in Pokemon Pokopia you can of course borrow other Pokemon's abilities, and we also know Ditto can transform into the likes of Lapras to surf across the water or Dragonite to fly across the air. So these two new Ditto forms, I guess you could call them, were revealed yesterday and have been acknowledged in official screenshots. So there's obviously a deeper mechanic there, whether you borrow an ability or actually transform into a Pokemon, but we'll learn more about that in the future. I'm guessing the Magnemite ability will be to attract things, maybe materials, and obviously the Graveler will give you the ability just to smash through the rocks. But still, I thought I'd include it just because it's really cool and it kind of gets me pretty hyped for the game. So yeah, just a quick video today to let you know of the free food you can get if you head over to the social media post, and a quick look at some brand new artwork. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe.